Okay, we're going to have a look now at stem and leaf diagrams, and stem and leaf diagrams are a way to summarise the shape of a distribution, and you could use, for example, a bar chart to do that. But they do it by, instead of using bars, using the numbers to be able to look at what a distribution looks like. And there's three things that are really key to understanding stem and leaf diagrams. First is that you need to write a key. It needs to be clear to the examiner how you've set out your table. We'll have a look at that in a second. They need to be evenly spaced. It's really important that you use the grid provided to put your numbers in, because you're looking at the shape of the distribution that you get as a result. And you can write them back to back. So in this example, we've got a test that was taken by some boys and some girls, and it asks us to draw a back-to-back stem and leaf diagram. Well, we're going to start by just looking at what's the smallest and the highest value that people got on this test. Now, the lowest mark that I can see on here is 62, and the highest mark is 91. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a stem for 60, 70, 80, and 90. And I'm going to put the boys on one side and the girls on the other. I'm going to put the boys on the right and the girls on the left. So we need to get our data in order. So for the boys, if I'm looking at my 60s, I've got 62, 64 and 68. I'm just going to put a line through them just to show that I've marked them off. 62, 64, 68. So using the grid, I'm going to put a 2 in the first box, a 4 in the second, and an 8 in the third. I'm now going to do the same with my 70s. I've got 73, 74, 78, and 79, 73, 74, 78, and 79. My highest value for the boys is 81. And I can see that this looks like a side-on bar chart. And that's why it's so important to make sure that I use the spacing so that I can see that this bar comes up to 4, whereas this bar only comes up to 3. I'm now going to do the same with the girls. So here, looking at the 60s, I've only got this one value of 69. That's going to go there. My next values are 74 and 78. 74 and 78. I've got 82, 83 and 86. And my last one is 91. And again, I can see that I've got essentially a side-on bar chart here. I need to give a key. So on the boys' side, here, that 6 with a 2 represents 62 marks. On the girls' side, that 6 with a 9, we read it from right to left. It represents 69 marks. Notice if I've got a back-to-back stem and leaf diagram, I'm going to need to use two keys. One side which tells me to read from right to left, the other side which tells me to read from left to right. Do boys or girls do better? Well, here the bars are further down the page, so girls do better. Okay, take a second just to write down the worked example, make sure that you understand it, and then we're going to go on to some questions for you to do. Okay, for questions 1 and 2, I'd like you please to draw a stem and leaf diagram yourself. Make sure you give a key and make sure that your results are in order on their leaves. For questions 3 and 4, I'm asking you to interpret some stem and leaf diagrams that I've drawn for you. Pause the video now, have a go at the 4 questions, and then we'll mark them in a second. Okay, so we're going to have a go at marking our work. For the first one, your stem should have been whatever your tens digit was. Make sure that your numbers are in order, so it's 599, 158 should be going from smallest to biggest, and make sure you've got a key. If you've got all of those in place and that each of your numbers takes up one box on the grid, give yourself a mark. Please correct it if there's anything that you've missed out. For the second one, your stem will be your units, and then your leaf is going to be whatever is in the tenths column. So here your key is somewhat different. 19 represents 1.9. That's why the key is so important, because otherwise you might think that 19 represented 19. So here you've got 9, 28, 1479, 58 and a 1. Again, give yourself a tick. For questions 3 and 4, you're asked to interpret the diagrams. So what fraction of passengers are under age 20? So here it's under 20, so that does not include 20. So let's count how many we've got. We've got 1 who's 9, 12, 14, 14, 14, 18, 19. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 passengers are under the age of 20. Over, let's count how many we've got in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 7 out of 19 are under the age of 20. Give yourself a tick if you got that right. Here I've got a back-to-back stem and leaf diagram. So it asks me how many students are in the class. Well, if I look at number of girls, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 girls, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 boys. So I've got 11 plus 11, which is 22 students. So I've got 22 students in the class. The range of scores. Well, let's have a look at what the lowest score was. The lowest score was scored by a girl here, which was 0.5. So 5. The highest score was scored by a girl as well, which was 47. 47 take away 5, the difference between those is going to be 42 marks. That's the range of scores. Okay, give yourself a tick for each of those, and then please give yourself a mark out of 5. Sorry, I've again put that out of 8, that should be a mark out of 5. And if you need any more assistance on this topic, please look at Hegarty clips 430 to 433. Well done.